And they were just like, hey, here's a thing that can evolve Luffy into a super good Luffy. I'm like, okay, thank you very much. Now I gotta restructure my whole team around him, and I had a nightmare Luffy, and 2 Luffys can't be on the same team, so I had to get rid of him, and he was really good. And I'm struggling right now. I'm hurting.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast of stuff.
Oh boy,
episode 67.
That's some way of the pride crap.
Where we have all of the Luffys.
Bruh, I have 6 emails for this Dragon Ball beta, and all 7 rejected.
Yep, mine was rejected
Really?
too.
This is literally the first beta I wanted to get into that I did not get into.
Damn.
Yeah, it's sad face. But
was it that same message that it was just like, thank you for wanting to participate, however, it's like full or whatever? Yeah. I saw someone posted a Twitter post of top 10 saddest moments in Dragon Ball. And it was like Krillin getting killed for the first time, Vegeta's final sacrifice, something else, and then that screen.
Yes, that's some bull crap.
Yeah, I was sad face.
I mean, it's early 2018 it's coming out, correct?
Yeah, like February.
Okay. It's not like terribly far, but still, beta's a beta. I'm assuming they're going to have more, especially with more characters come out.
Probably, but I want it in.
Does not change the fact that I want it in. And they did not give it to me.
Just like when Injustice 2 was having its beta, and the first codes went out, the first wave.
Oh, I remember that.
Like, I was like, I don't care.
Big crybaby piss monster.
We're so salty.
Because all the streamers and YouTubers were getting them, and they don't give a about the game. They don't give a about the game. None of them is playing it at this point. I was literally trying to learn Black Manta today. You won't see them on stream. Hey, the new Injustice 2 game. Shut up. But make sure they get it.
Oh boy.
What's Smosh doing now with it? Nothing.
Basically, like everyone that I follow that probably got an early beta code. Yeah, Rooster Teeth, they haven't touched it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but
boy.
the guy that plays your game and travels for it, he don't get in.
Compros,
Gotta make way for Smosh.
Who? Or PewDiePie.
Ooh.
That's the whole thing. I want to get into that.
Ooh.
I want to get into that.
Collar ringing to get air.
My dude.
So there's a few things I wanted to like tiny things that I have on this list here before we get to like big things that happened over this last week. That being one of them. So I actually had, going to a previous discussion that we three had, a really unfortunate town name got brought to my attention that I wanted to bring up since we're starting this pantheon of odd town names.
Who gives a what was it, Arkansas?
Yeah, who gives a fuck, Arkansas? That also I will be mentioned. Something with Arkansas will be coming up.
Of course, who gives a no?
True. It really makes context in the thing I'm gonna do, our show. So this town that is in Georgia, actual town, it is called Hopeulikit, Georgia.
Oh, you Jew!
Spelled HOPEU.
Dang it! This isn't the PewDiePie segment. That would have got laughs.
LIKIT. Hopeulikit, Georgia.
Oh, you just are asking.
That just makes me sad.
Please like us.
Like an old grandma.
It was named.
Yeah,
It was
DMX
actually.
is tight.
It was named after some kind of like actual thing, but still.
Yeah. Low self-esteem.
Oh boy.
Awful.
Yeah, just to add to our pantheon of who gives a fuck, Georgia, actual Alaska, Unalaska. Which I didn't realize. I actually looked up Unalaska. I didn't realize it was Unalaska, Alaska.
Yep.
I thought it was Alaska.
Nope.
Oh,
it's
no.
Unalaska.
It's actually like on a coast too. I didn't exactly see. I just looked it up like Wikipedia wise, and it had like the actual city. I didn't see where it was completely geographically, but interesting to say the least. Going on to Arkansas. Someone, I think it was Brian, my roommate, shared this thing just because Brian utterly detests Ohio, which is fine. So anytime he can find something that brings Ohio down like 18 pegs, he will gladly share it. And I guess there was a study that happened in 2017 that was the 2017's happiest states in America. And so, based on various factors, they rated the happiest and least happiest states in the country. Can you guys guess what number 1 is? It's not Arkansas.
Hope you like it, Georgia.
Minnesota.
Well, they're all fat down there with. Oh wait, no, that's Wisconsin. Never mind. I don't know why. What Minnesota?
Weird one.
Yeah, I guess just they have emotional and physical well-being rank, work environment rank, and community and environment rank. It does not have the top marks, but it has like the highest average of 5, 5, and 3. The next state below it is Utah, and it has the number 1 rank for work environment and community environment.
Yeah, because
and then Hawaii,
there's no blacks.
And then Hawaii has emotional and physical well-being. No, I don't see why that is.
Yeah.
At all.
What was it?
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawaii's like 30 miles long. You drive once around and you done seen everything. Get out of Hawaii, people. What are you doing?
Depends on what island. So let's see. Going through all of our resident states. Of our 3, New York is the highest ranked at 22nd.
That's actually kind of surprising.
Although it does have one of the lowest work environment ranks at 42nd.
Oh, no doubt.
Then Michigan is 29th.
Hey!
But see, that's counting all of Michigan. That's Upper Peninsula, which is just like so middle of the road, quiet. Nobody talks about it. You got Flint, you got Ann Arbor, you got everything. The top of the tops and the bottom of the bottoms.
Yeah. But then, I mean, that's better than number 36th ranked Ohio, which, save for the 3 C's, there's nothing. There's just nothing.
Oof.
I'm fine with that. What is that a motorcycle?
Yes, it is.
It's not even a motorcycle. It's probably a moped.
I was gonna say, yeah, that is your computer deciding, fuck it, I'm leaving.
Shoot, it give us an excuse.
And then the lowest ranked state is West Virginia. Not far off from good old Ohio. But within the bottom 5, number 46 is Arkansas.
Wow.
So literally,
even the rankers don't give a fuck.
Exactly. So yes, who gives a fuck?
I picked the perfect state.
Yeah, yes, you did. Oh, Florida versus is. I'm assuming it's higher up there.
It's got Miami.
Oh, it's actually. Oh wow. It's 31st. Michigan's higher than Florida.
Hey.
It's ranked 49th in community and environment rank.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Never mind.
Too many old people.
It's old people, it's drug dealers, and it's people on the beach giving you a hard time.
Yeah. So yeah, I found once I saw Arkansas was on the bottom 5, I'm like, oh, that has to be mentioned. And it even has like this is like this giant study, and that has like lowest share of adult depression and like all of these other stats, which are fairly interesting.
It has to be Seattle. It has to be down there or up there. However you want to look at it.
It's like
I gotta assume
Post
sunny
Point there?
places.
What?
I gotta assume it's sunny places are high.
Washington is 16th.
Huh?
So,
That's
Seattle.
odd.
Yeah, I mean like there's, I mean just to think too, but like
Well, it's state, not city.
Yeah, it's
So.
state. You got to factor into, like, yeah, some states have, like, better weather, scenery, what have you, but sometimes their living expenses are just so outrageously far up your butt that it, it causes you mental stress.
Yeah.
So you don't have, like, physical well-being, per se, or community and environment well-being. That's the thing about Ohio. Yeah, we don't got nothing, but living here is cheap as shit. Super cheap.
And that's what you're looking for.
Let's see, what else do I got here? This is something tiny. BG, how much in your programming experience do you use command line, or have you ever?
Never.
Okay. For those people that don't know what the hell command line is, if you ever had to look up your IP address on your computer and you go to the black window on Windows and you type in ipconfig, that's command line. Congratulations.
Oh, that stuff? Yeah,
yeah.
I've done that.
Okay, yeah, that's command line.
Okay. I ain't know what it was called at the end.
So, there's various different things that you can get and do for programming purposes and running servers and what have you via command line. However, it's very strict in what you got to type and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
However, programmers can be a funny bunch. I know you don't have a great example here, but there are funny ones, trust me. And they sometimes will just make dumb plugins just for random shit. I feel like people have seen online, like, replace baby on, or like replace Trump every time Trump appears in your Facebook feed with babies or something, like just like something dumb like that.
Yeah.
There's this plugin called the fuck plugin for command line, and basically, say I'd run this testing framework at work called Karma, and to run it you do karma start. That is the command that you type in. Say you misspell it, karma start, and then like you forget an A, and then your command line will yell at you. You type fuck, hit enter. It looks at whatever your last command was and figures out what you were going to type and then types it for you and enters it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like, to me, I just found that very funny. It's just like, I mean, I misspell shit all the damn time, so I would find that really fun to just be like, type that, fuck. There we go.
Greetings.
Hello. So,
Hello.
let's see. Other things that happened. The Apple event happened. Moving on. Moving on. Just I mean, I didn't watch it. I just know that people are just like, now people are saying, you know what? Are they actually innovating the iPhone? No, they haven't been for the last 5 years. Moving on.
Don't forget, I have a story to tell too.
Yeah.
Dude, all my friends have an iPhone, and they keep going, get an iPhone so we can FaceTime. No!
Fuck you.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I don't care.
You need to fuck right off.
You
with
know
that.
who
Yeah,
we are
for
if you
real.
FaceTimed us.
Wow.
You're not worth it.
You're not worth it. Like it.
So, so a couple of weeks back, we talked about Disney was making their own streaming service, and we had talked about the potentiality of them moving Star Wars and Marvel properties off of Netflix. Guess what? They're moving Star Wars and Marvel properties off of Netflix.
Makes the most sense.
They have a deal with Netflix until 2019, which coincidentally is when their new streaming service launches. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Go figure. So, yeah, if you want your Marvel
Shocker.
and Star Wars streaming fix, well, you're going to have to deal out more money for another streaming service.
Or,
No.
just find your local peg-leg friend.
Yeah. Ralph, I don't get the reference. What are you referring to?
Your matey.
He's saying that there are various illegal sites where you can torrent it.
Oh! That's it! Okay. I get it now. Thank you, DA.
That's a weird sounding dog. You guys, Detroit's a fucked up place. You kicking dogs?
Yes, they do.
The dogs are now getting... The dogs are now getting in on the drug scene. He's sampling his own product.
Oh, things you probably actually see in Detroit.
What else? Oh, they for those that care, they just revealed Hellboy today. Looks pretty.
Is it Ron Perlman though? I can't find that information.
It
It's
is
not.
It is not. And then the other thing about Hellboy, we had talked about a little while ago.
How coincidental. Injustice.
The one actor who was slated to play a part that in the Hellboy universe is half Asian turned the role down. They've recast that role with an Asian actor. So, at the very least, this one time seemed to work. See what happens in the future. Just wanted to
Nothing.
Nothing. Unless BG, did you watch it? Want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I was supposed to Monday, but I am broke right now.
Baroque.
Broke. And couldn't do Movie Pass yet because I am broke. Otherwise, I would have did Movie Pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been getting very good reviews.
Rave reviews.
Fantastic reviews.
Because shocker, I'm not gonna go see it. So whenever you do see it, we will talk
Disgust. Oh.
You are the worst.
Mike, it's not like jump scares. It's like good storytelling horror. You might actually like it.
From what
No, you
I've
won't.
read about it, yes. Moving on.
God damn it, you bitch!
Ridiculous.
I'm sure it would be at the Dollar Theater when Yoma rolls around.
You think he cares?
No.
We're taking him.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Who has
We're
the
taking
car?
you.
DA has a car.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh god, that's a terrifying thought.
Are you
Actually,
gonna drive to Yomicon?
You mean the 6 blocks that I need to drive? What are you talking about? Oh,
Whoa.
okay.
Hold up. Stream may have gone down. Okay, we're good. Never mind. We good. Now, we mentioned earlier before Ralph got in, we made a joke relating to the PewDiePie incident that happened
oh
over
god.
the weekend.
Do we have to talk about this? It's so stupid.
Of course we do. So, for those that are not aware, he was PewDiePie, biggest YouTuber out there right now, was streaming PUBG, I believe.
Yep.
And
Yes, sir.
while he was doing it, he, in a quote-unquote emotional, what would be the word here?
Outburst moment.
Outburst. There we go.
statement.
Emotional outburst. Use the N-word. Hard R. While exclaiming,
Naggers.
yeah, while exclaiming at a person in the game.
See, here's where this goes border. Any argument defending him is just batshit stupid.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
English is not his first language. This is something he has to actually do. You don't just pick that up casually as you're learning a new fucking language.
But
People are morons. People are morons.
But the pews though.
And that's the thing, like, the whole, like, he's like, he was emotionally charged or whatever. There are so many YouTubers that I watch that get very emotionally charged. They do not use that word. When I get angry and start cussing up a storm, I don't use that word. That word is not in my vernacular at all. And I've actually noticed, like, as I was thinking about it, like, there were, like, at times I would, when I was younger, would use faggot, retard, those words.
Oh yeah.
I've since noticed I don't say them anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, just, it's, why use those words when just generic cuss words, they serve that purpose, and I don't offend anybody.
Me and the F-bomb are as close as family at this point in my life, so I mean,
Yeah.
hey.
Yes. with Italian drag, like, that's just, it's family. But yeah, just, any excuse to me, emotionally charged or not, like,
Trash.
you say the words that are in your vocabulary, that you use in your vocabulary. a lot.
That just means that when he's not streaming, like when he's casually doing shit, that's just how him and his group talk.
Yeah.
And I know people who are like that. That's how I know that's what this must be. It's something, he might not actually be racist, but that is a sub-part of gaming culture. People talk like that. They're called trolls. And of course, I actually think he fits in that zone perfectly. So I guarantee you, he's just that type of person who, when playing games, likes to be that person who pisses people off when he's playing on his own. Like, I'm not on stream. He likes to troll. And that's so he when he got emotionally charged, that's the first thing he went to, because that was how he is when he's relaxed.
Yeah. Also, I've seen the clip. Calling that emotionally charged is a stretch.
Yeah.
He
Well,
said
the
it
last
pretty
time this
damn-
happened too, his excuse was also a stretch.
Yeah. Yeah, just...
He's just a troll who got
his,
famous.
He released his apology video today, too.
Yeah.
It was actually...
It's just full of excuses.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Oh,
and
yeah, it's
the
pathetic.
And the comments, hilarious.
Oh, how so? I didn't see that. I didn't look at the comments.
Cause they suck. Good job, Felix. Props. He owned up to it. No.
Okay, streamers have the most moronic fan base I've ever seen for anything. Like, when it comes down to the internet, this is just kind of like how the internet works. People who congregate around things tend to become, what's the word I'm looking for here? Cult mentality in a way. And those are the ones who seem to be adamantly defending him.
Yeah.
Are his diehard, like, just like the 32% of America right now that still backs Trump. Hey, they back celebrity that much. They back their celebrity that much. That's just how this goes.
But
Mob mentality, man. It's not a good thing.
Overall, just the thing is, like,
Oh, versus, you mean more regulation? Yeah, that's what every single other big streamer is now terrified about.
Mm-hmm.
The number one tweet, the number one tweet and comment I keep seeing by every streamer who are damning him for this are saying, "You just crushed us." Because now they are going to have
gaming.
Yep.
So it's a real problem.
Yep. So now it's going to be harder now to get, your pay. It's going to be harder to get the advertisers. It's going to be harder, judgment on your content. This is going to be, what do they call it? Armageddon 2.0.
40%
That's what I'm
of
seeing
the
it called.
WOTP gaming channel has been hit with your content is not suitable for advertising.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
And you cannot manually review unless you got 1,000 views within the last 7 days.
Yep.
So just no ads on those. I have videos that have done 20,000 that I can't put ads on because they no longer do 1,000 views in 7 days. They may do like 200 in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which is still very good. It's
but
just
here's
not
the thing.
worthy of YouTube's
No.
focus.
That's why we have to make a move to Twitch. Anybody who does gaming content has to go to Twitch and use YouTube as a side plot.
Oh, I've already started.
Yeah. Everybody's doing it. Literally everyone I know who has a big name or has an actual stake has already begun the migration long before this, but now it's in hyperdrive because YouTube
Twitch
is now as a platform.
Twitch started doing video uploads too.
Yep. YouTube as a platform is now in its death throes. It's done, essentially. It's so highly regulated now, and because it's so inundated with imbeciles, it's just killing it. It's killed it. It's already dead.
So
there's no life left in this platform anymore.
I'm trying to think of the last big social media platform that came and went. MySpace is the only thing that's ringing a bell. I mean,
MySpace,
there's Google whatever, but that never got big. I don't even remember the name of it.
Circles.
Google Plus.
Yes, Google Plus.
Yeah, Plus.
Google Circles.
Well, Circles was part of Plus.
Yeah, that was the friends.
That was their group thing, yeah.
Like that, and then there's been some Reddit-esque things in the past that have come and gone, like Dig and what have you.
Yeah.
It hasn't been anything that's been like a big upheaval.
Well, because you don't remember the flops, you remember the successes.
Yeah,
that's
but,
just
well, the thing
basic business mentality.
Oh, let's just say tremendous like success and then flop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because for us saying like if one of us were to, I mean, we literally had an entire episode of our previous podcast where we discussed.
Yep.
Super N-word and his powers.
We were also what, like 5 years younger at that point?
More than that.
I don't
friend.
care. That was funny.
It was funny.
Oh, that was a
funny.
great podcast moment.
But you know what? All that was said in a real like joking manner. I don't care about jokes.
Yeah.
If it's a truly a attempt at humor, I usually don't care as long as it's clearly not coming from a vicious place.
Yeah.
Vicious / hateful place. Mostly, I don't care. That was hilarious. I don't care. Funny is funny, and that was funny.
But the thing is, it's like
the way he went with it. No, there was no comedy to be had. It was just a hate.
That was just, yep.
And the thing is, he has literally the most eyes out of anybody on him.
Well, that's the thing. Again, when you're doing it as a small timer, you're gonna have a harder time growing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do it as someone who's at that level, you're damned instantly. As obviously he is. It's like, again, if he had been able to keep that persona of his hidden forever, whatever. If you want to be, a fucking white supremacist fucking, person in your shadow life, but you're a presenter and nobody knows about it, hey, cool, whatever. That's your life. Nobody knows. But the moment you let that chance happens and it bleeds through, guess what? Unfortunately, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, like, he's lost deals on a bunch of... Not this one in particular, but, like, the...
No, the last time Disney dropped him. Yeah. That was $50,000. Mm-hmm. Or $500,000. Something like that. 5 and a lot of zeros.
Well...
More than I see in 10 years.
Just getting paid, but then stuff he'd probably make from the shows that he was going to do would have been in the millions, probably. Yeah, just...
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's lost millions already from that last deal.
Yep.
This is going to hurt him bad. He's already going to feel this, and he knows it.
I
guarantee that night he got off his stream and just went for a walk. Like, he knew he's done. Like, he's shot himself in the ass with this one.
Mm-hmm. For sure. But yeah, definitely had to mention that. So that is all I had on my list. So
right.
Ralph has some stuff, and then DA said he had some stuff to talk about too.
All right, mine is not something of mine. It is something that has been relayed to me by our friend Amber. It is a dream.
Okay.
And this holds all of us as cast members in this dream. Oh, this. We now have a very good understanding of how Amber views us all. Literally all of us.
Is she in stream?
She's in the stream listening. Yes, she is there.
So
apparently, here's how this goes. She says that the stream takes place at a con, obviously enough. She says it's a city, so she's guessing it's Yoma. So she's guessing we're in Detroit. So how this works, per se, in the end, the logistics of it be damned, it's a dream. So we're hanging out at the con with Compros and everybody. Me, Amber, Kelly, Mike, Compros, we're all hanging out and doing shit.
That's already
unrealistic. No, I'm getting there. Let me go. So she, according to Amber, as per usual, the Compros fuck off and do their own thing individually. DA for his autographs.
I don't think
and
she
BG's
said it
in
like
some
that.
fighting game tournament. And then BG goes to do his fighting game. No, she was like, she's just like, no, you guys left. You both the Compros left. But this is me telling the story. So
I like this better.
So again, I'm going to use my own a little bit of
vernacular
cut-in terminology here. But so you two leave. So it's me, Mike, Kelly, and Amber doing the con thing. Fucking A versus.
That's the dream inside of this dream. When we go to bed, Dream Mike dreams about Dream Ralph sucking Dream Mike into Dream Mike.
Anyway, so we're doing shit at the con. We leave the building, and all of a sudden, Kelly turns around and just says, "Oh shit." The rest of us turn around and see this giant wall of water coming at us. So apparently this giant tsunami wave this giant tsunami wave washes over us. We're gone. We're just underwater. We desperately swim to the top. We get to the top and we swim to this whatever landmass has now been there, and we get up. We start gathering whatever we can to survive on. Whatever piece of land that was now able. I have no idea. So we're on quote unquote land now. The comp bros are nowhere to be seen. They're probably dead.
We're gone.
DA's still in that autograph line. He's like, I don't care. I'm getting this autograph.
So the comp bros are gone. It's me, Mike, and Amber and Kelly. We have a backpack full of things now. We're trying to find ways to survive.
The last of yous.
So Amber decides that she's going to venture off to pick out whatever she can find locally. And as she's leaving, apparently a few guys approach us in attempting to threaten or, basically take our things from us. Now, here's where some interesting bits of personality come in from Amber's perspective. What does Mike do?
Curl up in
Mike?
a ball like Jerry from Rick and Morty.
Pretty much! Mike sneaks behind them and hides behind them somewhere, trying to not be a part of the confrontation. Kelly hovers over the backpack to protect it, and I'm standing up immediately fucking throwing down. Amber, they've got this, continues to go and gather goods. Oh,
he's got this?
Oh, right, yes. Amber had an app on her phone which still worked after being submerged in water that was showing, that was like a radar app. And it was showing that all the land was getting engulfed by water on the radar. Right, the radar was showing land, I don't know how, but it was.
Pokemon Go of supplies.
If we spin this little icon here, a backpack drops from the sky with supplies.
So, yeah, gather supplies, and then another wave apparently hits, if I remember right, and we all had to find more clothes again, and essentially that's the most I remember at this moment. But yeah, I like this because it gave a pretty good understanding of how Kelly views us all. Amber views us all. Wow, names! I suck at names! Yes, Amber.
You could have
that's
said
the name.
I suck, and we would have got it.
Yeah, fuck you. That's how Amber views us all. So the comp bros, they fuck off and disappear. Mike is
Never
a massive
to be heard
bitch.
From again.
Kelly hovers over to protect things quietly. I am apparently always ready to throw down. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
You know what? Those fuckers.
So yeah.
If that dream continued, those fuckers killed you. They ran away. Guess who's fucking alive? Me.
And that's what matters. Mike is
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, that's what matters, Mike. You've got no food, no supplies, no dry clothes. Yeah, you're fine, Mike. Fucking coward.
I can find shit.
Yeah, okay.
Just spin the
Pretty sure that wall gave you fucking... That wall of water and the wetness just gave you pneumonia. You're done anyway.
Spin the magic icon. Get another magic backpack.
Yeah. So my
like a
immediate
tauntaun
thought
and
on
hide you
this.
for warmth.
Wow! 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 God damn! Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Went there.
my first thought when hearing this was that, wow. So the compros are just the token black people in any white person's story. They're the first ones to go.
Technically, we just left
I was
before
about
the
to say
incident.
we are presumed dead. We could be alive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You never came back. You were the ones who vanished.
Good. Clearly, y'all were just all types of messed up.
She's gonna have a sequel dream where she actually meets up with you guys later as she went to go and find supplies.
And we're just the kings of some ink floor of the hotel.
King is king.
King
DA has
like
roped together everyone from that
character.
he has banned the autograph lines together into a clan.
Diaz, yeah.
Where he rules.
Nothing but signatures. You pay me in signatures.
That is the currency of his life.
All the guests have to shell out signatures on anything he makes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that was that. I got a good laugh out of that ending. That story.
All right, Amber. I am slightly offended, but
It's your subconscious, to be fair.
I don't blame your subconscious for your view. Slightly offended.
It's like, yeah, wow, Mike's the one who would hide away in the corner.
And live. And live.
Oh god, I laughed my ass off.
All right, DA. You apparently have a lot to talk about.
I had 2 days off, and during those 2 days off, I watched a lot of stuff.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh
lot.
no!
So I'm just gonna start rattling off some stuff that I watched, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. Okay. I watched the new Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
Oh.
It was fine. The dub was amazing because, like the Digimon movie, they did the half super serious accurate dub and half super kiddie bush jokey crap, which I absolutely love because they know who their audience is.
Sweet.
Okay.
So, I'd say watch it. The visuals are great. The dueling is dumb because this new dude comes and like, hey, here's this new form of dueling. I'm evil. You have to use your soul and putting into your monsters, and that affects nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah.
They just put their souls in. It's just nothing. They win, whatever. They lose, whatever. Yeah, it gives a lot of closure for characters and whatnot. No Pegasus, which pisses me off because Pegasus is amazing. Watch it or don't. It's fine, whatever. I got about 3 minutes into the Emoji movie before I cut that off aggressively.
Why?
Because
are you off tomorrow?
Yes.
Ooh, we're watching it.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I'm not watching that.
Let's watch it.
No, we're not.
Because the first scene with the humans is a teacher talking to their class, and she's like,
"Let's watch Power Rangers."
And she's like, the ancient Egyptians use hieroglyphics to express themselves. And I'm like, yep, a little bit too on the nose. We got it. Pictures explaining your feelings, whatever. I'm done here. So that was a thing. I tried. Yeah, let's get into this now.
Oh no.
I watched as I termed to BG, a totally acceptable 7.5 movie that people are blowing way out of proportion. And I say that because I've never seen Death Note, actually. You know, I know of it, but the movie was totally acceptable.
I've seen back and forth like on my Twitter.
That's what I keep hearing as well. I hear more of it's fine than it's shit. That's the
Have you guys not seen
swing
this movie?
I keep seeing.
I have not yet.
I have not had the time to watch it yet.
Okay.
I went in there expecting crap, and I got a totally acceptable 7.5 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
A good chunk of people don't agree with that because the fucking movie creator left Twitter due to death threats.
Yeah, no, people win. It's not like the anime. This happened in the anime and didn't happen in the movie exactly like this. Shut up. Ugh. It's a fine movie.
Internet is in for the stupid.
It's not a great adaptation, but it's a fine movie. Something like Dragon Ball Evolution is neither. But
true.
It was fine.
Yeah, like I mean, because like one of the things I feel like people don't realize, it's like you're trying to fit is it 50 episodes that Death Note is, I think?
Yeah.
Like a 50
Probably.
episode series into 2 hours.
Close to like an hour 47.
50 24-minute episodes into less than 2 hours. You're gonna miss some shit. You're gonna have to change things.
And I've heard about 5-hour-long podcasts / reviews with just people just whining. I'm just like, shut.
Oh yeah. Entitled brats, man.
The
Agreed.
greatest anime of all time reduced to this. Get off your
Far
high
from the
horse.
greatest of all time.
Far from it. From what I
Oh, yeah.
hear.
Okay, I was about to say, you've never even seen
Yeah.
it.
But
It's not. It's
Ooh, the last
second half-
Airbender movie.
again, not as bad as everybody says.
perfectly acceptable.
Perfectly acceptable. A worse adaptation and a worse movie, sure, but it's not the cancer that people are spewing.
I think in essence, it would be like, you said good adaptation versus good movie. I think it was a good adaptation, it just wasn't a good movie. Like, it was,
You know what,
it was a faithful adaptation.
I don't know. If
It
that
was faithful to the
earthbending-
lore, but
That earthbending-
oh boy,
Oh
that's
no,
what I was getting
like I said,
to.
still not a
The
good movie.
lore was there, the execution
But that's
was
an adaptation right there. That's adaptation stuff.
Like, I
right
guess
there,
what do
that
we define
earthbending
adaptation? Like keeping to the lore, like in that case, but like then going to Dragon Ball where it was not a good adaptation.
not. Neither were respected.
Well, anyways,
Also,
Next
I
up.
despise the fact that movie's been making comebacks lately because of that fucking gif of Goku sliding on his head on that car. I've been seeing that gif flying around Facebook now for the past fucking week, and it's irritating.
I've not
Good.
I've not heard a whisper of Dragon Ball Evolution in years.
I've been seeing it popping up all week.
yeah, it's basically like this. The scene in Dragon Ball Evolution where Goku goes to the party and the dude like tries to fight him and of course gets his shit kicked in.
Molly whopped.
Goku.
One of the dodges that Goku does is Goku literally like slides his head in the top of this guy's car and then flips back up. But they just keep replaying that dodge over and over and over and over again.
So it looks like he's just consistently sliding with his greasy hair on the hood of this fucking Camaro for about a minute and a half.
I remember
Yeah, it's
they
terrible.
called one of the bullies called him Giku.
Geeko, yeah.
Kiko.
Giku,
And it's just like,
yeah.
Okay, just stop. That should have just been like, all right, that's a wrap on the movie, everyone.
This is day 3. Yep.
Yep, we're done here.
Everybody dropping out of this production right now.
About 8 or 9
Alright.
years ago, I watched the movie Sweeny Todd, and I remember hating it.
Oh.
I was in one of those YouTube loops where you're just watching, you want to watch one video, and then all of a sudden 3 hours later you're still there clicking on stuff. And I saw one of the songs and I really liked it. I was like, watch the movie. Love that movie. That movie is amazing. And since I watched it like 2 or 3 days ago, I'm looking like that play has got to be coming somewhere near here. I want to see the play.
Is it?
No. Why would it?
I have a friend who's obsessed with that play too, so I hear you.
It's super good. I highly recommend Sweeney
There's
Todd.
no place like London.
The hole in the world with a great black pit. Oh, I love that view. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and gush about that. I think that's all of the movies
Next.
that I watched. Oh, I watched One Piece
Okay.
film. I mean, Heart of Gold,
The dub.
the dub. It was fine.
Oh?
Yeah. It's a prequel to Film Gold, and yeah, it was fine. Totally watchable. I'd say check it out. It was funny. It had some good action, heartfelt moments, whatever. And now a couple animes that I watched, and then I'm done. I'm almost done with Keijo. Freaking loving that. I hate how much I love that because it's just so stupid. Rick and Morty,
good,
I caught up with all of that except for the last episode, and this season has been really
Rick
great.
and Morty is the best anime.
I guess I did lump it in with the anime. It's just on a list of things that I was watching.
I know.
Oh, Nanbaka. Nanbaka is a prison show. It was sold to me as a prison show, slice of life comedy.
Prison school.
Sort of like that. It was in the recommended thing. It was sold as that, and it was like that. Funny, good characters for like 3 episodes, and then the next 3 episodes were this big prison game triathlon sort of thing, and then it was just like, okay, enough of that. How about some magic? I'm like, wait, where is this coming from? And it's like dudes shooting fire, and it's just like after like 3 episodes of drama and just heartfelt backstories, it's just like, hey, everything's back to normal. Except for this dude sometimes just randomly sprouts swords from his arms, and he might kill his friends, but whatever.
Huh.
I'm like, you guys, that's not exactly what I was sold this show on, but other than that,
Wait, what show is this again? Sorry, I walked away for a second.
Non-Baka.
non.
Oh, I have no idea what this is about.
I watch dub stuff. I don't watch your freaking weeb Japanese subtitle. I can't read.
Dubs are better than subs because I can understand them better.
I'm not saying that.
Fucking nerd.
I'm just saying that I can do stuff while I'm watching the dub, and that is invaluable to me.
Collages mostly.
Collages mostly. I finished Little Witch Academia. That's really good.
Oh, the Netflix thing? Is that the Netflix thing? That's
Yes.
like Harry Potter? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
really
recommended that by somebody.
It was really good. Not as good as Kill la Kill, which is another Studio Trigger thing, but yeah, it was good. And that's about it. Except for I really want to see it.
I sorry, I had to mute again. Somebody was trying to talk to me. I have to make a comment on Little Witch. I actually just finished that 2 days ago as well. Where the fuck did you find that it was good?
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I don't
I
like a
need-
thing.
Okay, first
I need to know why you enjoyed this because I have a lot of thoughts on Little Witch.
why did you finish it if you didn't think it was good?
Because I had been told by many people to watch it.
Okay, by
And
episode
when-
20, you're just like, this is a 4. I'm out of here.
I needed to see if it was going to end a certain way, and the way it ended was not how I was expecting. It was even worse. Please, discourse. I need it. What did you enjoy about this show?
Well, first off, as it always starts off, characters are great.
I need to argue that point. Which
Bruh,
characters
this
are
is
great?
a man that thought the
I
character.
know. I don't care.
Bro.
No,
Yeah.
I'm getting out this sentence. You're not finishing until you hear a period.
Yeah. This is a man that thought the characters in Pepper Ann were trash.
And he excused the Godzilla characters. Apparently really liked Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Why would you bring up characters?
I know! This is my fault!
Too late.
My
You brought it up.
Period.
Why are they good?
Might as well just...
Why are they good?
Okay,
Why are they good?
my favorite one is Susie. Susie is funny. Susie has...
Forgivable.
Okay. They are
Susie
three...
is the only reason I actually finished the show. That's it.
She was barely in it.
Yeah.
They are
Exactly.
all
That was
they
the
are
problem.
all 3 unique characters, and not like Harry Potter, where it's just like Ron is a little bit of a coward, but other than that, he's just like Harry, and Harry is just like Ron, and they're all basically like each other, bravery and stuff. No, they're all completely different characters.
Okay.
They have different likes and things.
Good
like
point. Good point. I actually
Um,
can agree with you on that.
That. I have to talk about Shiny Chariot for a little bit because Shiny Chariot is my actual
Ooh.
top
Okay.
of the list favorite character.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Please. Yes. Details.
See,
Why?
is anybody gonna watch this?
Why?
Because I don't want to start spoiling. There goes BG. Yeah, you get the out of here. Pull up your pants. You
I need my...
you N-word. I mean a-hole.
Yes, please explain to me why she's good, because she is one of my biggest problems in the show.
Why do you
In a second
have
half, anyway.
Why do you have a problem with her?
Her character was built up so much in season 1, and we instantly are shown who she actually is, who Ursula really is.
There was
never
there was never a mystery about it.
But that's the thing. Part of it is that it's not a mystery for us, but Akko doesn't know.
Yeah.
Which would have been good if this was written in a way that made that interesting. It wasn't. My biggest problem with that dynamic is that the entire time we are shown that through Akko's eyes, Shiny Chariot is this massive figure in her psyche. And we are given that duality of existence of her being this shell of that. Now that again, this is why the first half of the series, I don't have this much of a problem with her. Throughout the first half of the series, that's done in an acceptable manner. Acceptable. Because she's not given a lot of interaction time. They kind of play up on individual characters more, which is fine, or it would have been, if that was an actual payoff in everything that was season 2, that ended up being the second to last episode and the last episode. The payoff was not there for this. So in this, I'm going to call it season 2 because it was a second release. Season 2, that whole buildup we get of this whole, when she finds out it's going to be this big thing, is obliterated into this mess. It is not emotional. It is not something that tugs at you for any certain way. She is shown as being somebody that is broken, that has made mistakes, and that should have been great. I was hoping for this to be great. It wasn't. It fell flat entirely because of the worst character in the series, Crow. They had again built up another subplot inside of the Akko Chariot subplot with Crow, and then butchered that too. The Crow plot murdered the Akko Chariot main plot. It made Chariot, she isn't devoid of power or strength. It's all in her head. And this is only shown fleetingly. We're given no time and no understanding until, again, the end of the series.
No.
So
no.
It's that thing.
No. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. We were shown this because we were shown that she was not a particularly good student with magic. In the episode where
she wasn't.
So she still has those insecurities. You're thrusted this great power upon you, and you're just like, I really don't deserve this thing, but I got it.
That's not shown until the last few episodes, though, that whole fact.
Okay.
So again,
this isn't her story, though.
But it's not. But the thing is, that is information.
We're 140 chapters into My Hero. What do we know about All Might? We know basically nothing about him.
Okay. The reason why All Might.
Her All Might. This is why are you switching over to My Hero?
No, I'm saying I'm comparing the mentor characters to each other.
That's fine.
Also, thank you, Versus, for the happy birthday. It's my birthday, guys. Anyways,
happy birthday, Mike.
Continue with your.
I wasn't gonna say shit.
I wasn't either.
I know it's your birthday. You.
Go hide behind some people, Mike. You fucking coward.
Sure. So, do we want to keep up this discussion?
Anyway.
Do we want to do this? You guys want to do this?
You can argue
offline?
it not being.
We can sidebar this for next week.
Either that, or just you guys can talk it offline while we're playing the interview.
Oh, that's true too.
What is it about? Y'all still talking about?
I mean, we could.
I want to very, 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 very briefly. Spoilers. I'm going to just say it right now because I want to talk about it. Spoilers,
My Hero.
spoilers.
Are we gonna talk about
My God, My Hero.
Academia. So at this point,
Ugh.
if you don't want spoilers for My Hero Academia, shut this off.
Versus mute. I will tell you on Facebook when to unmute.
Until, you know, a certain discriminant amount of time. If you just if you keep skipping ahead and you just hear ah, keep skipping until you hear BG and some other random dude talking, then you're good. So yeah, spoilers start now. Fucking A for million.
Yeah.
Mirio.
Yeah.
Just
Mirio.
I read
There are
the
only
chat.
2 ways this man goes: death or evil.
I
In a
was
coffin or
I don't
over
actually don't think so.
corpses.
I was reading on Reddit and people
we're going hard,
had different
Griffin.
ideas. I don't know.
This is a hard Griffith. I agreed with you last week. I don't anymore.
Oh.
I don't
DA
think
laid
he's
it
death or
out
evil.
perfectly of how it is.
This is how it's gonna go.
You did.
He's gonna.
No, to me today.
He's gonna go. He's
Oh.
gonna. They're gonna tell him that he could have had one for all. He's gonna get mad, talking about how I had to work, and every time I use my quirk, I'm suffering so much. He's gonna go to all for one. He's gonna break him out. He's gonna all for one is gonna steal his dad's power and give it to him, because we were shown they have the exact same power. They wouldn't show that unless they had plans to do something with it. And that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna be the same character, but he's just gonna be evil. We're gonna have to deal with this same bullshit that we him taking out people in 0.8 seconds, but he's gonna be evil.
To me it's that route, or I'd have to go get
death.
Reddit and let's see some of the stuff that people were suggesting there.
You
just
can
'cause
list
some of it
whatever
was
you
good.
want, unless it
I don't
ends
give
with
what
death.
people at Reddit say.
Or
They're always wrong. You know how much freaking people go, oh, here's what's gonna happen in One Piece. Everyone's wrong.
I don't know. I don't see death anymore. Just
I see reverse Deku happening.
I don't see death. I see evil. I see 100% evil.
I don't see death either.
My brother last Thursday, I'm sitting there playing the game, and I just get a text from it, and it just says, I hate My Hero. My Hero Academia is pissing me off right now. And we're going back and forth about theories and stuff. And he staunchly believes he's going to die. And he just goes, you want to bet? I was like, yeah, bring it on. He's going evil. We got a $30 bet on it.
I think he goes reverse Deku.
I have. God, this is. It's now back up to 2 bets I'm gonna have in my little document here.
there will be no reverse Deku,
I think
There
he
will
goes
be
reverse
death.
Deku.
or there will be evil.
I don't know what you mean by reverse Deku.
He had all
Essentially-
the power, and then now he
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah,
But he still.
So he's just some guy on the sidelines.
that's what I foresee him being.
They built him up for this long. They gave him such a great character. They gave him such determination and drive. What's the best way to end this
He's
character
going
than
to-
twist it?
He's going to be Deku's drive going forward.
No,
because
at
something
this
is
point,
going
there
to
are only-
something
there are
is
only
going to
two-
happen.
At this point, there are only 2 ways to end this guy. He can't just fade off to the sunset as the new police officer under All Might's best friend. That's not how it's gonna work. There are only 2 ways. He ends as the ultimate good or the ultimate evil. He's either super good and dies for the cause now, or he lives on and becomes an evil bastard. There are only 2 ways to end an arc like this.
I foresee him becoming the next big drive for Deku to become stronger, for him to increase his ability to withstand
Drive
a
in
higher
what
percentage
way?
of one for all. Of all for one. Of one for all. Oh, god damn it! It always
Who
fucks me
has
up.
who has driven Deku? Who new has driven Deku?
Lately, no one.
Period. No. Through the whole manga.
That's
Really?
why they built
No.
up Mirio!
Listen. There's only been Bakugo, his rival.
Yeah.
Todoroki, whatever. Ida, whatever. It's been Bakugo. It's not going to be like, Mirio, you lost all your powers. You could have had mine. You know, I'm going to work harder for you.
For
no.
you? No, what?
That's
No,
not
that
how
makes
it's
no
going to work.
sense.
That's not how this is going to work.
Don't say it like that. Something is going to happen. Mirio
What?
is going to be
I laid out what I think is gonna happen, and you're just going.
Yes, you did.
It's gonna happen.
I'm getting to that.
Okay,
I foresee
let's do it.
something big happening, and Mirio.
You added an adjective.
Mirio has no question. Mirio has no power. ... Question mark. He's good now.
Step
You-
three.
No,
Right.
Mirio has
You're not
no
gonna
power.
You're just
But
going
no,
something
let me.
happens.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
You have
Mirio
a story,
has.
you're going something happens.
DX, you and I are not going to talk for at least 2 minutes. Go.
All right. Mirio has no powers, but he's still going to act and behave the way he did when he did. He's still going to follow that drive and his ideals. It's going to cripple him. I don't see death happening. I see what happened to Ida's brother happening here with Deku. Because Deku sees Mirio as that, not older brother, but this senpai figure. Like the pupil that should have been. He respects Mirio as somebody above him, below All Might, but above him still. He's the ideal. Something is going to happen. It might be All for One. I don't know yet. I don't have a theory on what it could be, but it has to be massive and it has to be crushing because it's going to drive Deku's again percentage up with One for All.
Oh, I guess we could talk now because your
Yeah.
thing is done. Okay.
Yeah.
What is bigger than death or him turning evil?
Cripple him. Make him now
He's
take his
already
power away.
crippled.
No. Hold on. We have now seen
We let
just
you go
how
for a
much.
minute and a half. Listen to it. He is crippled. He is still fighting as a person, but even All Might said to Deku, but no, I don't think in this day and age without power you can be a hero. Mirio is gonna try to be a hero without powers, and he's gonna get pushed back like All Might was in the training ground where he was like, I'm already someone that needs to be protected. He's just gonna be another casualty, and he's gonna see that, and he's gonna wish for power again. He's gonna become evil that way.
I don't
That's
see him
the way
wishing
to
for
become
power.
evil.
I see him going full on ahead with his beliefs, his ideals, and it crippling him, and him becoming another pillar of Deku's ideals.
Why would that become a pillar of Deku's idea?
Because they're the same. They both believe ardently in that pillar of justice, the symbol of justice that essentially is all.
Sure.
When he sees Mirio now, his powers are gone. He went through all this and struggled through this to make it so that he kept them there. He took down Ass Clown. I forgot his name. Beak fucker. Beat him down to the point where he now had to use that bullshit Deus Ex Machina power. Is
that's not Deus Ex Machina.
Pretty much.
No.
We're not gonna get into what a Deus Ex Machina is. Continue.
Whatever. So, to see him struggle on, Deku is going to respect that. And then to see the guy torn from that world entirely by force will be another fire in Deku.
He's torn from it by force already.
Where does this leave
Emoji,
Mirio in
yeah.
your example? What is
What was
he
that?
doing? Where does this leave Mirio in your example? What is he doing? Because he's such a great character. He's not.
He's
just gonna
going
fade
to
off
be a
into the
sacrificial
background.
pawn. He's going to be a sacrifice.
No.
No.
What is he going to be doing? Is he going to be a teacher? Is he going to be a firefighter? Is he going to be a policeman?
I think he might just still he
He can't
be
be a hero. They will not.
That's
allow
I'm
it.
not saying that. He might slide into the background because we have that whole other series, the Vigilantes.
That's in the past.
I know. He might end up being something along those terms.
I think they would
Trying
hunt him
to
down
be.
If he was a vigilante, they would hunt him down.
And that's the thing. Mirio, that's very true.
If he's
But that's still
if
not
he's going-
evil, per se.
But that is a form of evil because he's doing it outside of the law. He's
But
going
not
against
evil in the
these
sense
people's-
that he's doing
going-
it
He's going against
maliciously.
these
He's not
people's
trying to be
wishes.
bad.
Night Eye is gonna say, "Don't do this," and he's gonna do this. What's the difference between doing
But that's
that
not
and going...
evil.
Okay, I guess I was done talking.
But that's not evil.
We're back in 2013 here, boys.
I don't understand what you're trying to get at. You're trying to equate being quote
You're
unquote
saying
bad with
that he
your
has-
evil mentality.
You're saying he has this overwhelming sense of justice. Okay.
Yeah, that's
what
the reason
can
he's been struggling so far, isn't it?
What can he do that a hero can't do to uphold his own justice?
What do you
With no
mean?
powers, I mean. Why
Like,
would
what
he
can he do
continue-
without his powers to
Why would
further
he
his
continue-
belief?
Why would he continue on when the heroes can do the job he can do, but better? They can uphold his justice. Deku can uphold his justice.
But it's not
Why
him
would he
doing
go?
it. That's the thing. It's a selfish
Okay,
desire.
he's
All of this
selfish
is a
now.
selfish desire.
This is starting
Still
to,
not
and
evil.
That can start turning him bad. The
I don't foresee that
selfish win
happening.
for power is what turns Sasuke bad.
You can say the same for Bakugo then.
Yes, except he said outright, "All Might is too cool. I'm not gonna turn against
He
heroes."
had the chance to turn evil. Overwhelming odds. They could have murdered him then and there, but he went, you guys.
All Might.
That
And
was
I
his
foresee
test.
Mirio doing something akin to that same situation.
No, that was Bakugo's test, and he passed it because of All Might. This is Mirio's test. He's gonna fail it.
Also because of All Might. He's going to say, you could have had this power. Okay, can I have it now? No, he has it. This guy, he sucks.
I don't agree. I don't.
There are so many ways it can go with him turning bad, or anything can happen like that, or him just dying.
I foresee him being a sacrifice for Deku.
It's already happened.
Yeah.
It's already halfway.
I
happened,
don't
and the
think
fir-
it's enough. I
the
don't
way
think
it
that.
finishes-
I think it's still building.
If One Piece just had Ace losing a leg, it's not as big of a catalyst for changing the Straw Hats and Luffy if he dies.
Who's died in the series so far? Actually died.
In what, One Piece?
No,
Or
My Hero.
My Hero. Nobody.
Who's
as far
died?
as I know. Nobody. as
And
far as I
nobody's
know.
going to yet.
That's
I-
bush.
I didn't say he was going to die.
I said.
We're not arguing he's
Yeah.
going to die. We're dying.
Your
we're
brother
arguing
is.
evil.
Your brother is.
No, I said
Your brother.
I was not arguing he's gonna die. I was arguing that
That's
it's
how
a
it sounded.
No, it was a positive. My two things are he's either gonna die or he's becoming evil. My argument is towards your no, he's gonna become a sacrificial. To which I say no. It's better if he turns evil or dies. Evil to me looks more possible, but I can still see death. Just because nobody has died yet doesn't mean anything. Nobody died in One Piece in like 14 years. And then one of the most popular characters died.
Mirio's death does nothing for the series. Does nothing.
What does him being crippled do? That death
Mirio
doesn't.
going evil does nothing for the series.
What? Okay, how do they beat him? Everybody they have
Okay.
around, how do they beat him?
How
when he's taking out 12 people in 0.5 seconds, how do they beat him?
The question that you'd have to answer is not that one. It's how does Deku beat him? Because that's what it'd have to come down
How
to.
does Deku beat him?
That's what
He
Manga is
can't,
built
and
for.
that's why it can't
He
happen.
can't until he overcomes it.
How is Luffy gonna beat Blackbeard?
Do we fully understand Blackbeard's power yet?
No.
No.
That's part of the reason.
That's exactly. Mirio's power we understand to a finite point.
So
They
we
built that
understand
up.
everybody's.
Deku cannot fight Mirio. Almost nobody can actually fight Mirio.
And
Who-
it might
unless-
not be it might not be
How,
a battle of
how
fists.
does Luffy beat Big Mom? We understand
Again.
her powers.
We don't. Again,
Yes, we do.
One Piece is one of those series.
No,
How?
it's not.
Tell
no,
me how.
it's not. We understand Big Mom. We understand what she can.
We do
and
understand. I'm not saying we don't. We do understand Big Mom. But how does he beat her? To be honest with you, One Piece is one of those storylines I can't see. I can't see it coming.
Which is
One
why it's
Piece. One Piece.
amazing.
My Hero has linear storylines that follow very specific
Nope,
styles.
I can't say that. I can't say that because if that was true, All Might would have died against One for All. That was a perfect mental death moment.
Everything
If it
has
was
to
a
have a
linear
point.
thing. If this was linear,
Everything has to have a point.
Byakugo would be teasing evil stuff because we have Red Oni, Blue Oni. We have the rival character. Byakugo's not turning evil.
I am going.
If this is a linear thing, which is absolutely not. This is destroying the tropes of your linear shonen bull crap.
It's not destroying. It's just going the opposite route along the same line.
Mike, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say I'm going to cut this short because we're getting a little later, and we still have to play the interview.
This is never gonna be as heated as it is now.
I know.
But the interview, like, it's gonna go up. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Pro, what does crippling him do that death or turning evil doesn't? If you say those two do
Here's the
nothing
problem.
for the show.
Okay, fine. The problem with him going evil is that's not a fight
That's not what I
Deku can
just
have
asked.
where he sees.
Pro, stop for a second.
You said going evil or dying. How does it further the story?
No, that's not what he said.
I said, how does crippling him further the story in a way that being dead or turning evil does not?
Yeah, I'm answering that by saying exactly how those other two plot lines don't work.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Him going evil does nothing to further Deku at all. Because
Okay,
Deku can't
I'm gonna stop
beat
you right
him.
now. I'm gonna stop you right now.
Please, answer.
Would you have said the same thing about Naruto and Sasuke?
What do you mean?
That Sasuke going evil does nothing to Naruto for Naruto.
Sasuke going evil really didn't do much for Naruto. That was one of the bigger plot points that was a failure.
It was 70% of the freaking plot.
I
manga
didn't think it did much.
The end of the manga was they're going
Crap!
after Sasuke. They're going after Sasuke. Yada yada yada. He became Hokage. The whole thing wasn't him becoming Hokage. It was him protecting
it was
and
a
saving
shit
Sasuke.
plot.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. This is what happened. We're not arguing.
It still
we're
didn't
not
make too
arguing
much
good
sense.
or bad.
I'm just arguing from the line of fucking reason.
Okay.
Like
sorry.
I don't think it was good.
Okay, continue with your reasoning.
Again, it could easily go the way of death or evil. I'm just arguing the fact that it doesn't make sense.
Okay, keep going then.
To me, at least. Sure, this is just to me.
Keep going then.
Him going evil doesn't make sense because Deku can't actually fight him. The reason why Mirio's power works, and the reason why Mirio's power worked as something to be that was good for this series, is that the only way he loses it is through self-sacrifice, and that's exactly what happened.
So you're saying he's an unbeatable man?
He's not unbeatable. He would have to
Deku
be
one day
forced.
can beat him.
One day, but we don't see. There's almost no actual possible way we see Deku becoming an All Might level this soon.
I didn't say this
because he would have to force.
Like I'm talking about that in Mirio and Deku's gonna fight 2 arcs from now. It can happen 7 years from now.
Blackbeard became the major villain 7 years ago, and Luffy's still not close to him.
They built up that other asshole to be the main villain. There's no way that I can see that happening.
That doesn't mean Mirio needs to be the main villain, because the Yonko are the secondary villains to Blackbeard, but they're still major villains. Major and main are different things.
You're not wrong, but again, it wouldn't make much sense. Explain to me how it makes sense to further the plot, to further even Deku's character, for him to go evil or die.
I'll go with the evil route. You just said he was a senpai figure, blah, blah, blah. Someone he looks up to that was super strong.
Someone who's that good with that sense of justice.
Has his power taken away.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees him struggling for his place in the world now. And then he turns evil. It's the person you looked up to turning against you. It's your sense of justice being turned upside down.
Deku's powerless test was when he saved Byakugo when nobody else would.
Byakugo.
Mirio's gonna have a powerless test like that, and he's gonna fail, and then he's gonna turn evil.
And then
But
to me,
what does that do?
That's how it makes sense. And
If-
then Deku looks at Mirio like, this guy was so good. How can someone so good turn out this way? Am I gonna turn out this way?
But that's the thing. That question is answered.
How?
There is no reason for it to be raised like that.
Why not?
We know why. Oh, because he tried so hard and then lost his power. Self-sacrificing is the reason that your argument falls flat.
Why?
He did it to himself.
Okay.
There is no way he turns evil because he believes in justice
He
too
does
much.
not
He
know
did
that
it to himself.
He does not.
Doesn't matter. He took the
Cat,
bullet to
bruh,
save
no,
someone.
No. Stop interrupting. Seriously, that's not cool. We're not.
I was
children here.
answering you.
We're not. I didn't talk yet. I said he doesn't know. No. Come on, dude. We're not. Come on. We're having a conversation here. Don't interrupt. Jesus Christ. Because we can both just yell over each other and nothing get accomplished here. And we're gonna stop because we're polite. And you're just gonna keep barreling over, and nothing gets accomplished that way.
What was
Jesus,
your point?
I don't remember. Oh, he doesn't know that he could have had one for all, and an incredibly easier, not an incredibly easier power, but a semi-easier power that does not make him suffer every time he uses it. His father quit because his power was so unusable. He said every time I use this power, I have the potential to be split in half. As opposed to just a big fight punchy one where you could be the second All Might. Somebody who he idolizes.
On top of that, Sasuke self-sacrificed multiple times in that series. Still turned evil. Then turned good again. Then evil. Then good again. Itachi self-sacrificed his entire clan.
Was never evil.
It wasn't
Was never
good.
evil.
It wasn't a good act.
Itachi was never a...
Justin...
Again, okay, no. It's right there. That pause is where I'm going to interject, not interrupt. Itachi was never bad. He could have killed Kakashi, Kuranai, or Guy right there on that little river when they first met up in the village. Could have easily killed them. It's obvious. Easily understandable. Could have easily killed them. Didn't. He did what he did to save the village. It was a self-sacrifice that he followed through. See, I'm talking still. You're trying to interrupt me. I'm still the one talking. So if you want to throw out the don't interrupt, maybe don't interrupt too.
One, DA did. Two, you saw how you paused there and I was about to say something and then I stopped. That's where our pauses are and that's where your interjection is. And that's where my interjection would have been, but I stopped to let you continue. You didn't stop to let me continue. You just said, oh, there's your pause. I'm going to interject. You literally said that. You see, it's not, you don't give us enough time. Just give us like 2 seconds before, let the pause happen for 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. And then that's an interjection. Fine. But if we're going, Justin, and then I pause, and then you go, up, that's not the same thing.
You brought up 3 different points in that one argument.
Okay.
You respond point to point, not 3 points to 1 point.
I've done it before with you.
Many times.
Yeah, and we didn't need to do that. You brought up a point, we could have argued that 1 point.
No, because the second I started talking, I stopped because you kept going. You would pause. There was one episode of, at some point during the 4-hour Superman Batman thing, where you literally paused for, I counted, 4 seconds. And then I talked, and then you just reiterated exactly what you said.
Fair.
So I don't...
Fair enough.
You're just saying, like, going evil does nothing for Deku, but, like, he sees him in Mirio. And then this super good guy turns evil. Deku is all about self-sacrifice. So what happens if the one time he self-sacrificed, something happens, and he's like, is this where it happens for me? Like Mirio? So Deku says, like chapter 7 has been self-sacrificing. Uraraka with the giant robot, he sacrificed his whole body. It's all about self-sacrifice with him. He always throws himself in. That's what All Might said. The freaking the main thing of being a hero is going into places where you don't need to be. You don't need to fight this villain. You don't need to rescue this child, but you do it because you're a hero. And that's Deku. He's self-sacrificing. So if Mirio self-sacrificed himself and then turned evil, and Deku looks at the way he does things, that's a catalyst for change, getting better or getting worse, and then getting better. Breaking down the hero to build him back up. There are many ways this plot of him going evil can go. Just crippling him does nothing more than what it is doing now, because he's already crippled in Deku's eyes, because All Might has already said, in this society, a hero cannot be a hero without powers. What's he gonna do? So just breaking his legs ain't gonna do nothing more than taking away his power.
And I want to interject a point of how does he beat Mirio? It's not with his fists. To me, what the challenge that brings out for Deku is reiterating his own justice and enforcing it. He sees someone that he idolizes fall, and it's kind of the Naruto plot point of bringing them back. He doesn't beat him physically, he can't, but through basically his own will, his own interjection, his own outlook, he maybe convinces Mirio to come back.
He saves Mirio.
Yes.
There are many
A
ways
character
that
retribution moment.
There are so many ways this stupid thing can go of him going evil. He could just be evil, and Deku can't save him, but he has trained and such and is able to beat him somehow with his brain, because Deku is super smart at analyzing battles. There is, if you just look at it, if you just look on paper at it, there is no way Deku, Froppy, and Monada can beat 15 water villains in the water. But they do it. There is no conceivable way on paper to beat that. But they do it.
On paper, what happened in that fight works.
Yes, and
The
on
sticky
paper,
balls on top of that giant vortex, that works on paper and in practice. That's how that's how they take them out. Again, this series is big on that. It's really big on things making sense when things are done. Again, the powers are nonsensical, sure, but the way they're put into practice follows a line of reason.
So is it not a line of reasoning that Deku can start getting One for All so well down that he moves faster than Mirio can go through him?
Have we seen All Might do that? Or heard that All Might can do that?
What, move super fast?
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
We've seen
in
Deku
the way you're talking
move super
about.
fast at 8%.
Mm.
We've seen him fight Stain at 5% and he was moving super fast.
And now that he knows
True.
what he can do, it won't be a surprise like it was when they first fought.
So
True
there
enough.
is a instance where he has to turn it on really just a little bit to get fast enough to where he can't react. Mirio cannot react in time. It's on paper, it makes sense. All they have to do is
Move
explain
fast
how.
enough.
All they have to do is explain how Deku can beat him. Now, the Deku now cannot beat Mirio, but the Deku 5 years from now may be able to. Just like the freaking Ippo from 400 chapters ago can't beat the champion,
Christ, Ippo.
but he's learning new techniques and stuff. So one day he may be able to.
Just like Zoro can't beat Mihawk right now.
He can't. But
So,
by the time
in other words,
he might be able to.
In other words, you foresee this going that far timeline-wise.
What,
you see this going years and years down the line.
Look at it like this. My hero is on chapter, what? 89-ish.
No, it's
He's
further
on
than that.
100 something.
Oh, 100 something. Where we at?
Hold on.
Oh yeah, it's like 132. That's almost 3 years.
Is
He
that how much
still
time's
has-
passed in that world, though?
No, I didn't say 5 years with that world. I mean 5 years our time.
Our time.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the time Deku has done full cowling, it was the fight with Stain, and then
Yeah.
he went to the training ground, the campground,
Yeah.
Thing.
and
Yep.
either a little before or a little after that, he could use 8%. Or was it 6%? It was something like that. I think it was 8%.
It was 8.
I think it was
Yeah.
8%, yeah.
Okay. So he jumped 3% in like 20 chapters.
True enough, he did.
In the space of, let's say, a year in the manga's time, he went from breaking every bone in his arm every time he used his power to being just fine.
It's not,
using
let's
his
say, a
power.
year. Because they did the end of the term exams. It has been a year.
Then a year.
Yeah.
He went from breaking
It has been a
every
year.
bone to being able to put it into his fingers to being able to put it through all his body at 5% to up and get at 8%.
And then he went. Didn't he go 10% against Byakugo?
No.
Why do you keep saying Byakugo?
Byakuya. Terribly sorry. Is it?
Yeah.
Byakuya?
No, Bakugo.
Bakugo. It's Bakugo.
I know you
You
are
keep
not
saying
talking about
Byakugo.
names. How many times did you say? All
I'm
for
not.
all for
I just
one?
find it hilarious.
But you were. You did. You said you just said something about me saying I'm talking about names, and then you said I'm not talking about.
I
you
just
talking
said
about
the
names. I've
word.
been talking about you talking about names. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. I don't see Crippling. I see Crippling doing the least possible thing for him. Because in his eyes, he's already done. It's over for Mirio.
The thing about him being crippled that I think makes the most sense, and the reason why I'm arguing this, is that if Mirio continues to do this on his own and then basically just fights until... Because the reason I don't say death is because the series hasn't dealt in death. That is my biggest reason for arguing against that. Again, it would be an interesting place to start with Mirio. I'm not willing to put money down on it, per se. I think that the whole crippling aspect fits more in the series. Again, I could be wrong going forward, but hey, well, this is from what we've seen so far. To see Mirio continue that fight and to believe that much in that justice, going forward and then losing his ability to do anything would affect Deku mentally more than anything. Because if he's evil, yeah, sure, he has to go through that save him arc, but that doesn't evolve Deku as a hero. The crippling thing forces him to evolve as a hero. We've already seen this happen before in the series with Ida. That's what I'm drawing this off of.
It did not force Ida to change. Freaking Deku forced Ida to change. Stain forced
Yes.
Ida to change. Not his brother being crippled.
That
His
just
brother,
made him hot-headed and revenge-filled.
yeah, it made him a worse hero.
That
Stain
is
said
the
you are
fuel,
not
yeah.
a worthy hero. And then
That
Stain,
was the fuel, yeah.
yeah, no, that was the fuel to go after Stain. And then Stain said, "You're a terrible hero." And then Ida was like, "Stain is right. I need to better myself."
Yeah.
His brother had.
I
no,
think that happening.
No, his
Go
brother
ahead.
had no
No, go
bearing
ahead.
on it though. His
You're,
brother,
you're arguing his brother had a impact in this change when he did not.
if his brother got crippled and then Ida said, "I need to become a better hero so I
I
can
need to
live up to
become
the
like him."
Ingenium name," fine. He said, "I can't use the Ingenium name right now. I'm not good enough." Fine. That's fine. But then he goes after Stain, pure hot-headed. He picks his freaking internship, pure hot-headed revenge. He goes after Stain. He sees a hero right there, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you, Stain." And Stain's like, "You should be rescuing this hero. This is why you're not worthy." And he realizes through Stain, "I'm being awful right now. I'm not a good hero, but I want to become one." He sees what Deku is doing, like, "I'm gonna save you guys." And that's the hero he wants to be. So Deku and Stain is more of the change in him than his brother ever was. His brother
The
being
brother
crippled,
is...
his brother being crippled is the foundation on which it's not even the foundation. It's like It's like I can't say the spark. It's like the gas being turned on the stove. So what if the gas is turned on? You can always turn the gas off. There's no fire. Stain and Deku are the sparks, and then the flame starts. So
Great
just
analogy.
turning the what?
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, just turning the gas on for Mirio being crippled isn't gonna do anything to Deku. He needs a spark. And what would that spark be? Mirio being crippled? That means nothing. Just like for Ida's brother, it was nothing. It was just gas. And he got hot-headed. Gas! That was a fantastic analogy. You are fantastic, BG. So yeah, like, you need a spark. And death is a huge spark. We have seen it in manga constantly.
We have. I haven't seen this series yet.
And people that were once good turning evil or bad, we've seen in comics and manga and everything. And it too is a great spark.
Yeah. Have we seen it used well lately?
I haven't read a lot of things lately.
Here's the problem with that theory also. You have to remember. The last big series that did that was Naruto, and Naruto isn't, critically well received because of it. I don't see him doing the Naruto route. It's been done. Been done.
First off, everything's been done.
It has, but not by the big ones this soon, essentially. Naruto just wrapped. We've got Boruto. But, again, Boruto is more the same with Naruto. It's the same thing. My Hero has done everything in its power to take that shonen route and steer it in the opposite direction that the big series have been taking it in.
Then wouldn't that mean it should do that? Since you just said the last big series, it hasn't been a big series that's done it in a long time.
Naruto did it. Naruto just ended a year and a half ago. What? A little more than that now? It's still fresh.
It's been like 3 years.
It feels like a fucking year, man.
And
Naruto,
pudding, that's a good example. Pudding is in literally the middle.
Oh yeah. One Piece.
She's literally in the middle of it.
Yeah, they are. That's why I don't see them doing this. Exactly, even more so because One Piece is doing it right now. I don't see My Hero taking up that stable.
What shonen tropes has My Hero subverted?
The main rival going bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bakugo. That's a big one. That one. The mentor dying in his big fight against evil.
Mm-hmm.
All Might's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I can say this right now. Dragon Ball never did the mentor thing.
They did.
With who?
The mentor dying?
Yeah.
No, you're right.
The big fight against. Yeah, Dragon Ball never did this. They technically didn't do the.
But that's an older one. I brought up
thing.
recent
It was just bad. It was just Vegeta turning bad, but it wasn't really evil. But again, the rival thing didn't happen.
Well, no, technically he was. Didn't he kill a whole bunch of people?
But he was always.
He did. He murdered in half of a stadium.
It was a freaking.
But this is a series where death means nothing. He knows that they can just wish him right back.
Still, it happened. Again,
series.
you're using a
let
very old series. I'm referencing newer series.
Let me ask you.
The newer ones are what it's competing against.
Okay, we none of us read newer series like that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this then. What's the last series where a rival turned evil?
Naruto. That's the biggest name that you can use. It's all you should need.
Then you can't reference Naruto. It's an older series.
It's not an older series.
It started
still
in 2002.
fresh. And it just wrapped less than 5 years ago. It's still fresh.
When did Sasuke turn evil in that?
What is it? About 100 chapters in? About 2 seasons in?
You mean 2 years in?
But the rival went evil and lasted evil throughout the entirety of the series.
Sasuke
so that's
did
different.
not turn evil then. He was a bad person, but he wasn't going around just killing a bunch of people. I don't think Sasuke was ever evil, really. He killed Deidara and Akatsuki and all that, and Orochimaru. He just
had
was
his own goals.
Yeah, he was just a lust for power type of dude, and a dude driven by vengeance. What did he actually do that was evil? I don't think
He
Sasuke was.
turned his back on the Leaf Village.
I don't think he was ever
He
evil. He was just a
attempted
ba-
to kill the Kages.
Yeah, he did. He also murdered what's his name? He
When was
murdered the
this?
Hokage.
When was this?
The Hokage Summit.
So
No,
that was maybe
when was
what,
this?
6 years ago?
No, that was nearish the end, so 4 or 5.
The
Okay.
war lasted like 2
Ooh,
years.
it wasn't.
It did? Okay, so
That was
that'd be
before
6.
the war.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
before.
we're
it was
talking
right
about, like-
before. Like I said, 6 years. That's why I said 6 years about.
Right before the war. Weren't the Kage? You know what? I barely paid attention to Naruto, so I don't
He
care.
murdered what's his
Either
name?
way.
The Sharingan stealing dude.
I want to really
The
quick...
evil guy?
The evil guy? Don or whatever his name was?
Moderate.
what the
Evil
fuck?
dude?
What the fuck was that guy's? No, he was.
That's what you're bringing?
Obito?
The guy who stole
No.
the Sharingans?
The
Oh,
fucking
oh,
The guy who was just like,
the root.
You
The
guys?
head of
Yeah.
root. The head of root.
Yeah, he
Dondu.
was an evil dude.
He wasn't evil, actually.
But
Wasn't.
Sasuke, what was he then? Bad?
Yeah, bad, but not
Okay,
evil. I wouldn't call it
So
evil.
Sasuke was a bad guy killing another bad guy. Where's the evil?
Murder.
He murdered that guy?
Murdered that guy, yeah.
Are you saying?
Oh, he also killed a couple of samurai too with his Amaterasu with the fire. He actually did kill people at that summit.
Can
He
you
did.
confidently say that in between the, let's say, 6 years between Itachi killing all of his clan and him being reintroduced, that he killed no one?
No, he had to have killed people.
So does that
Actually,
make him
no.
evil?
Again, we don't. I actually can't say that confidently. I don't know, because even against Orochimaru, he chose not to kill him.
They gathered the 8-tailed beasts and it killed them to take those beasts away.
It did, but that was through the extraction. He didn't actually kill him by his hands. It was
He
just
had to have captured.
it was a
at least
secondary
couple of them,
effect.
and he knew what was happening.
Well, no,
had to have
each
cap-
different squad was responsible for capturing a certain beast. His was after the 9-tailed fox. Remember?
Dude, it's Naruto.
Anyways.
And-
I know. I'm throwing out from what I remember here.
I don't
Again,
think that's right.
that's what's clicking in my head.
Who
Again,
was
could be
after
wrong.
Killer Bee then?
Sasuke.
Yeah.
Sasuke
Yeah, Sasuke was
at
put
that
after
point was
Killer
part
Bee.
of Akatsuki. But
Yeah.
I want to get into some of the positive aspects of the chapter. And then I want to get to the interview just because.
No, and yeah, we're this is one of those scenarios. Again, it's like I put in the chat. It's like Batman soups all over again. We're never going to see eye to eye to this. You have your strong feelings. I have mine. I feel I have a certain opinion on things, and you don't agree with it. In the end, that's where this is going. It seems.
Oh, see,
I don't agree with what you're saying at all, because to me, what you're saying doesn't make sense.
This is the problem I've always had with our debates. You say the things I say don't make sense to you, but you never say why. I say the reason why the things you say don't make sense to me.
I just listed them
said-
all.
I can say a huge reason that you're saying that Muriel has no powers. Something big happens, and then this happens, and there's a big question mark in the middle. I understand that we don't know where this story is going, and it's all about twists and turns and stuff. But I'm laying out something plausible that could happen, and you're just going something big could happen.
I gave why the crippling thing would be the weakest thing, and you said no. I just think it's the strongest.
I gave my reason before why I said it was the better reason. I already stated that reason.
But I also countered that when I said that him turning evil would be the biggest catalyst. I even further expanded upon it.
And I still didn't feel like that was enough.
Okay.
So my argument is still that.
But you didn't say why you didn't feel it was strong enough. You just said you don't feel it strong enough. I said why I didn't feel yours was strong enough, and then I further expanded upon it. I said why I felt mine was super strong and further expanded on it.
Yeah, and again, like I just said, to me, what you said didn't make much sense in comparison to what I had already said.
Again, that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't make much sense to me. The end.
Pretty much. What else can I actually say? I've already stated my reasoning.
You can tell me
your
why.
Your reasoning doesn't make sense to me because my reasoning to me still holds the most water. Yours, on the other hand, it seems like it's come from a place that I don't understand. I actually don't understand.
Before we get into
why you think that way,
I've explained it in a way that is very understandable. Before we get into the good aspects of the chapter, please tell me the reason yours is the strongest within 3 sentences.
Why is mine the strongest movie?
Why was your crippling thing the strongest to you within 3 sentences?
I've already stated it, but of course, fine. Reiteration. Here we go.
I don't remember.
Okay, reiteration. Here we go. The reason I feel it's strongest is because essentially that it allows Deku to see that with every action there are consequences. With every mistake, there are still opportunities to go forward. It is a means to reinforce his sense of justice and show him that working harder is more important than ever being able to give up, because giving up, going dark side, as you're saying, it can't even be acknowledged.
Wow. Okay. So that was like 8 years ago that Naruto.
Was it really?
Yeah. It was long ago. I could actually go into why that particularly doesn't make sense to me, because Deku has seen all those things before and overcome them. We're not. It's not about being a debate right now, because we're about to start getting into good things. I'm going to tell you in 3 sentences why I feel mine is the strongest. When you have someone that is so like you, have everything stripped away from them because of who they are as a core person, and then they turn in the complete 180 direction to become a bad person, it changes your outlook on life and what it means to be a hero. And I feel like that would be an essential character arc for Deku, because he has only seen the world in black and white, good versus evil. Seeing a good person turn evil may make him change his perspective, and may make him a stronger person, and in turn, hero. Good aspects of the chapter.
The face, literally his smile, that is carved in my goddamn brain as he's diving. And just the whole structure of the chapter, to me, this in recent memory, this was the best use of flashback that I've seen in a manga chapter.
See, this is the problem with me. I always hate when a chapter ends or begins on something, and then it's like 5 minutes earlier, the next chapter, and half the chapter is dedicated to that person just getting to where.
There was so much more that could have been done in his presentation, but he's talking about the previous chapter.
Yeah, I understand, but like, I just want to bring this up. This what
I agree.
I just watched Rick and Morty, and it's you want me to cut to 3 weeks earlier when you were alive. That's what it is to me. Start the story where it starts. But yeah, that flashback was fantastic.
Yeah, just leading up to it, and then just basically the girl, Arena, is that her name?
I think it's just Eri.
Yeah.
Eri, just looking up and just seeing the smiling Vermilion, just doing what he does. So good. And then just proceeds to beat the shit out of him without powers.
It just immediately goes back into like his hero mode. Dodge them, don't let them get in front of you. Mm-hmm. Just immediately.
Like, this dude could disintegrate me instantly, but I gotta at least hold him up for a couple seconds.
Well, I just love that he's still getting affected by the drunkenness. He doesn't have powers. He should be weighed down by trying to protect this girl. What is he?
Amazing.
Fuck. There was something else in my head. Shit. Oh, I read the chapter, and then I loved when I texted DA and was like, "Did you read the chapter?" And then the response was just like, "Oh, oh no." Hold on, I want to get the actual text. But yeah, and
I knew something was big was gonna happen based on his reaction. I wake up and I just see, "Did you read it?" I was like, "Oh, what happened?"
let's see. Where?
It was in the group chat. Don't forget.
Oh, it's in the group.
Bum.
Yes.
Yo,
yes,
you
yes.
piece of
Sorry.
last week. It sucked penis. Oh, H totally dies. Thanks, Mike.
Oh no, I
Snape
actually
kills Dumbledore.
I chuckled just because
Thank you.
you cussed. I mean, you do cuss in text base, but it's still just because when I talk to you, you don't cuss. It was just shit. Yeah, we had some good text discussions about what we were just discussing right now. And yeah, just overall, to me, is like one of the best chapters in manga that I've read in a really long time. Overall, good cliffhanger.
This isn't an unexpected power. We know.
So we've known he can absorb powers?
We've known he can disintegrate and freaking combine things. Why would it
To
not
take
stand
power?
to reason? Why would it not stand to reason that he can reconstruct things in a different
we know
way?
he can reconstruct things, but how is that
It's not taking,
all of a
it's
sudden that he
emerging.
can just take the power from that person too?
It's emerging.
Was Gear
But-
Forth a Deus Ex
Oh,
Machina?
yeah, cool! Let's bring in another series! We're talking about My
Yes.
Hero. Thanks. Let's
No,
focus on My Hero.
no,
Have we seen it
no.
before? We were made
Have
to
we
believe...
seen Gear Forth before? Was it hinted at? No.
Oh,
we know
boy.
These people. We know these
We
people's
have
powers. We
been
know-
given...
Okay. Was Deku going 10,000% against that super strong guy, a Deus Ex Machina?
It's his actual power!
No, his actual power is to go 100%. It was a
The
10,000%.
number is contrived.
I mean,
Actually, you know
over
what?
the
It might
limit
actually be
for
that actually might be a Deus Ex Machina then. You actually might have a point. But still, that's what that was. My wording
Deus
was
Ex
not wrong.
Machina.
Thank you.
A Deus Ex
I
Machina.
just posted the fucking definition.
A Deus Ex Machina in the don't even. I was talking to D on that one. A Deus Ex Machina would be like Mirio saying, "Oh, did you not know I could put my power into my hand and put it back in my body?" That just makes no freaking sense. That's
We
So
don't know
you're
what-
saying
we don't. They did
we
not
Him
look at-
absorbing this power makes more sense.
we don't know the full.
That makes
extent
sense.
Of it. We don't know the full extent of
They
this
did not-
guy's problem.
They did not
powers.
turn to the camera and say, "This is all the things that I can do. I can construct. I can reconstruct." They did not say that. We've seen him use his power. What? Maybe 4 or 5 times tops.
Was
That's the
Froppy-
definition of a Deus Ex Machina! It's
No.
right there!
was
An
Froppy-
unexpected power or event, seemingly in a seemingly hopeless situation, especially as a contrived plot device. That's what that is!
It's his power expanded upon. Okay.
Holy
hold on,
Christ! That
hold
doesn't
on.
change what it is!
Hold on, Ralph. Was Froppy being able to swallow things into her stomach a Deus Ex Machina?
That's a frog power! That's the
Invisible Girl.
frogs can
The
do
Invi-
that!
The Invisible Girl. She has the ability to reflect light and blind people. Is that a Deus Ex Machina?
Her power is invisibility. It would stand to reason.
It would stand to reason if you
Light
deconstruct
is
somebody.
invisibility is bending light.
I-
Science,
no
yes.
Pause there.
There's no pause there.
It stands to reason if you deconstruct somebody's DNA. We just saw One for All. All for One. Put powers
All for
into
One.
people. So
All
it stands
for
to
One.
reason. It stands to reason that you can take powers. It stands to reason if he deconstructs this person's DNA and puts it into his own, he can get his power. We've seen it happen in the series. Powers transferring.
We have been told
How is this a hopeless situation?
he is about to be defeated. that was
How?
He was...
From Deku?
From Deku?
Yeah, he was about to have his ass kicked. Deku's not alone there.
Yeah. when
Eraserhead
he
is there
touched
too,
him and disintegrated.
stopping his cork.
No,
He
Eraserhead
is
is in the
fucked.
middle of blinking.
He's in the middle of blinking. They showed that. He can't use his power.
And
For
this guy
seconds.
knew that?
Okay,
Again,
yeah.
for seconds.
You know why he
And
knew it?
immediately-
He did his power on the guy to absorb him. So yes, he did know.
So, you're saying this is not a Deus Ex Machina
It is not
simply because we don't know the extent of his power when we've seen it used a few times to deconstruct and reconstruct, but we have been led to believe through the entirety of the
Why
series
were you led to believe that?
that One for All is All for One is supposedly the big bad because he can do this one thing.
He's not the big bad.
He is the big bad.
No,
That's
the new All for One.
All Might literally says this to Deku.
No, no. He says one day you may have to deal with One for All.
This great evil.
Yes.
This.
And All for One himself says to the guy, "You're gonna become the new All for One."
That's still All
The
for
handgun.
One.
It's the power. It's not the.
That's
person.
still All for One.
It's not the It's
If
not
he
the
passes
power.
that power along, then he's the next All for One. And then that still makes sense. It's not a Deus Ex Machina. This
Yes.
is.
It's not.
It's not.
It is.
You don't want to bring up other series. Fine.
I'm focusing on this one.
Fine. Is Bakugo able to create a bigger explosion, a Deus Ex Machina? Because why would he be able to do that? His power
Depends
is
how it's explained.
no.
His
the power-
gloves give him the ability to
No,
focus.
He's done it without the gloves in the fight against Uraraka. Why was he able to create a bigger explosion? All it is his sweat glands.
I'm there too, Amber.
Why is it a bigger
He
explosion?
literally states about his power that the gloves made it easier. He basically, what was it?
He said
The
it builds
gloves,
up the sweat.
so yeah, builds that up. It takes all of that sweat in, and then he can focus it through the glove. So he can still do that.
Why?
It's just not as easily controlled
Why? How?
because that's his sweat glands. It's right there.
Okay, but why is it bigger?
Okay, what's the word here I'm looking for?
We don't have an
It
explanation
didn't seem
for
as
it.
controlled because he wasn't flying around using that.
What?
He was moving around fast enough. He wasn't flying around like he was before on that.
No. With the Uraraka thing, he did the meteors from
Yeah.
the sky, all the debris. He put his hand up and blew it all away and her. In the fight against Todoroki, he did a super big explosion through his hand. Why is he able to create bigger explosions? It should
It
just
was a
be...
hopeless situation when all the rocks were falling down.
True
on
enough.
him.
True enough. Right then and there. Deus Ex Machina.
It's not a Deus Ex Machina. It's
It is,
just
though.
the story.
Doesn't change the fact that that's what it's
A
determined
Deus
as.
Ex Machina is some bullcrap coming out of literally nowhere. This is coming from somewhere. Unexplained powers that we've
coming
seen
from-
before.
He did not open his mouth and start breathing fire and go, oh yeah, I can do this too. No, he says, these are my powers. These are stated my powers. I can deconstruct and reconstruct. I'm deconstructing him. I'm reconstructing me and combining the two.
And being able to use and accurately control that power.
We don't know if
we
he
don't
can
know
act
that.
that.
We don't know that.
We don't know
Where
if
did
he
you
can
see
do
He's
that?
using it right there on that last page. He's using it right there on that last page.
I see a very big monster person. We don't know if that's controlled yet.
More than likely will be.
That's like saying, I can't bring up other series apparently.
It's right. It's right. Focus on the series, please.
Why?
A
What do
Deus
you
Ex
mean?
Machina. This
Why?
is not say a Deus Ex Machina is a contrived thing in Boku no Hero Academia. This is a whole thing about literary things. So we should be able to bring up any literary device if you're bringing up a literary definition.
I don't care. I'm gonna play by his rules.
Yeah.
In My Hero.
Yeah.
It is shown.
I've already accepted your other ones. You were right. It is.
In My Hero.
Mhm.
Oh crap! Where was I going? You should not have interrupted me. I forgot. It was something about Deku. Control. It's got to come back to me.
We'll talk about that offline.
Whatever.
So
Keep going. Just end it. I'm gonna figure out what this out.
we are going to end the podcast proper, and now we will be playing an interview. 2 hours later, we will be playing an interview that BG did with Jason Wishnov.
It will be uploaded later in case you don't want to stick around. It's
Yes, for sure. We will upload it as a separate
12:30
video.
here, so who knows what time it is in
Exactly.
other places.
We have a snippet of it currently on the 2200 Gaming. We will upload it separately on the podcast channel. And yeah, BG interviewed Jason Wishnov of Danganronpa, however. Danganronpa fame. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to the podcast of stuff. We will see you next week. Maybe BG and Pro will like each other. Verdict's out, you know. Who knows?
Oh, I like Pro. He just,
People can argue and still be friends.
I'm about to just again destroy his arguments.
And I believe it. I've seen his face.
All right. See you later, guys.
Later.
Hey guys, what's up? Cumbros here. Joined by Jason Wishnov of Danganronpa fame. Byakuya Togami. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Did I get that right? Because Wishnov is a very
It's a weird name. It's Russian. Wishnov is a Russian name. It means cherry or some shit. Other people's last names always mean like brave warrior or like, golden light. Mine's just a type of cherry in Russia. That's okay.
I mean,
cool.
It works. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. What's going on, man?
Nothing at all. We got a little bit of problems trying to record this, but finally got it working, so who cares?
Who cares?
So, like I said, he's Byakuya Togami in the Danganronpa games. He was in Danganronpa 1, 2, Ultra Despair Girls, and the new Danganronpa, but not as Byakuya. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah,
no spoilers.
No spoilers. Well, I mean, it's in the trailers,
Yeah.
In the first game, it was just Monokuma, and in the second game, it was Monokuma and the female bear, Monomi.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this one, there's like 5 Mono kids, the Mono Cubs they're called, and I'm one of them. I'm like the robotic one. So I'm this like weird, bizarre. He's like ostracized by the rest of the group. The others don't like him. So he's like the sad loner robot bear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the reason. They didn't have to bring me back for that, right? They could have just cast anyone.
Yeah, that's the weird part about it. Like, it's a whole new character.
And I don't mean to disparage any, it's not a difficult part. You just sound like a robot, right? It's like, you must sound like this. Like, that, it's not like a super acting challenge. So they definitely could have gotten anyone. But they were like, Jason's been in all of them, and, Byakuya's not in this one. So, whatever, we'll bring him back.
But at the same time, you're the only one that's been in all 3. So it's not like they were like, oh, let's bring back such and such. He wasn't in 2. Let's bring him back for this. No, they brought you back.
You know what? When they bring me back and they're paying me money, I ain't gonna complain. I'm not gonna ask questions. I'm not gonna be like, why did you? No, you just go in. You're like, hey, thank you so much, and you do your thing, and then you're in it again, which is cool. I don't know. I love working on Danganronpa. Like, I have other parts that are quote unquote bigger. Like, I'm in League of Legends and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, what's weird is that like I don't know. I've played League a few times. I'm not super into it. I'm more of an Overwatch guy and StarCraft 2 back when that was out. But I don't like millions of people probably hear my Nocturne voice like all the time, but I don't really care that much because League of Legends, like, not that I want to disparage it in any way, but it's not like a story game. It's not, the acting.
Yeah.
You need it. It's there. It gives you a cue for when people use certain abilities. But like, I don't feel connected to that character in the way that I feel connected to, like, a narrative game like Danganronpa. Like, Byakuya Togami, like, I feel if I see a Byakuya Togami cosplayer, I'm like, that's me. Or if I saw like Nocturne, I'd be like, oh, that's Nocturne, whatever. Like,
yeah, for League of Legends, it's probably a lot of grunts and one-liners like,
oh yeah,
unite us or something.
Yeah. Like stuff like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
like as a voice actor, who cares? You're not feeling.
Yeah,
that
who
character.
cares? Exactly, who cares? Like I didn't like make that character, but Byakuya Togami, I feel some sense of like ownership over, which maybe isn't fair. I'm a rare case in that I'm a voice actor and I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm also a game developer and a writer, and sometimes to me like. The true creation of a character is its writing. Like whoever wrote Byakuya Togami, and I don't know his name, like he's the real one. He's the real one that created it, and the best I can do as an actor is just interpret that work in a certain way.
Put your own little spin on it.
Put your own little spin on it. But I think the true like act of creation comes from the writing, and it's a well written character. I mean, Danganronpa in general is super well written. Like that's why I love those games. I would be a Danganronpa fan. Even if I was not in the game at all. Like, I love visual novels. I love the Zero Escape series. I love Phoenix Wright. I've played Ever 17. I've played, a bunch of them,
Oh, yeah, all those visual novel, like, trial games. They're so much fun.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, I've always loved those games. There was that one on the DS that was, like, it was, like, a noir detective game, and, like, the characters were all, like, kind of, like, pencil drawn. I forget what it was called. Like,
I know what you're talking about.
Hotel, Dusk. Night Hoots, I don't know, but I love that game too. So I'm definitely, I'm a gamer first and foremost. I just randomly lucked into voice acting.
Speaking of, what was the process of getting the role of Byakuya?
Well, I mean, by that point, I'd already kind of like semi-established myself. And the one weird thing about Danganronpa, and this has happened a few times, but it's rare, especially for a series as popular as Danganronpa, is that I didn't actually audition for the part.
Really?
Yeah, I did not audition. That's weird. Normally, I auditioned for League of Legends, and I auditioned for a bunch of others. And normally they do that, but I don't know why Atlas so there's this company Bang Zoom Entertainment, and they're basically like they're a studio, they're a voice recording studio, and they have an internal, I guess, roster or dossier or whatever of like a bunch of voice actors, and most of the time. When a company goes to them, they say, "Hey, listen, can you send out auditions to your roster, pick out the ones that don't suck, and then send them to us. We'll listen, we'll pick the one we like the most, and we'll go ahead and cast that person." That's how it normally works. But for some reason, Atlas this time was like, "Look, we trust you. We're not, you guys know your roster better than we know your roster. You guys know, who could do a good job. We're gonna send you the parts." You just cast it. Just who would be good for it? Who would work well for these characters based on their past work? And by this point, I'd already done voice acting for a little while, so I just got an email one day that was like, "Hey, you're in this thing now." And at that point, you record early, right? You record like before trailers come out, and you record. So I did not know at that point what Danganronpa was. I was like. Obviously the name is weird. You're like, all right, it's some bizarre Japanese game. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
But when you get cast in a game, obviously the first thing you do is you go to Google. You're like, oh, what the fuck is this? You look it up. And sometimes it's dumb. But I looked this up and I was like, okay, cool. It's a visual novel. It's got murder. It's got mystery. I like that. It's very stylized. And I got excited for it just then. And then we recorded, and when you're recording, people were like, "Oh, that must have made the game not fun for you because you had everything ruined." Honestly, you don't, because they only pretty much give you your lines, and maybe a character's line before it if you need some kind of context or if you're interrupting them or something like that.
Oh yeah, reactions and such.
Reactions or something. But like by and large, I'm just looking at my lines, and like one character's lines without the context of the situation and the conversation is like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I have no idea. So, and anytime I had a question, of course I would ask and they would tell me, but by and large, I'm just sort of in the dark about all the mysteries. And also it was out of order. We didn't do it fully in order. We were jumping all over the place. So I didn't know when what case I was in. I didn't know what it was.
Who killed who? Like what's
I had
going
no
on?
idea most of the time. It was just like, it was you, and I'm like, I don't know who it is.
I don't know who I'm yelling at right now.
I don't know who I'm yelling at right now, but I'm sure they're sad.
So they just gave you the part of Byakuya. They weren't like, oh, you're gonna play this person or try out for this person. It was just like, you're
Right.
Byakuya.
They just said you're Byakuya, and most people that get cast in Danganronpa, obviously, it's not a recurring role. Most people die. But I got this dude Byakuya, and then I realized he didn't die at the end of the game. And then I realized he's the only character coming back from 1 that is also a main character in 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then also he's in another episode. And I felt very lucky just to get a character that just lasted, because obviously that doesn't happen.
Not only is he in the second game, he's a major part of the first case, and then he shows up at the end.
Yeah, and I thought he was. They told me in the booth, spoilers here, you should stop listening if you haven't played Danganronpa 2.
Oh yeah, why are you even listening to this interview if you haven't played Danganronpa?
I don't know why you're listening. I mean, the beginning of 2, they're like, yeah, you die, and then I was like, oh, that was quick, I'm the first person to die in the game. And they were like, but actually you didn't die, and actually you come back at the end. I was like, all right. And then in the beginning, I remember there were a couple of times, like, so in the very first time I went in, I was like, okay, this character is very, stuck up. He's very pompous.
Mm-hmm.
He's very arrogant.
And you portrayed that well.
Well, thank you.
It made
me
like, hate Byakuya for a while. Just like,
yes.
Oh, he's so pompous. He's such a douchebag.
A peon would think that, wouldn't they? But I was like, do you want me to do this with a British accent? Because like in most in my head, I was like, I'm like a British asshole would be like, I mean, I you could have done it up something like this, you pathetic peon,
Yeah.
But they were like, no, we want everyone to have an American accent. And then in the second game, in the beginning, I'm like super fat, right? I'm like this kind of like
the imposter.
The imposter, but I'd gained so much weight, and I was like, do you want me in any way to sound like a fat Byakuya? Do you want me to like
jowly?
Yeah, jowly. And I'm like, do you want me to eat food while he's saying stuff? And they're like, no, just have him speak like normal. And that made sense later, because like if he was the perfect imposter, admittedly his body was not a perfect imposter, but if his vocal abilities were so impressive, then he could sound exactly like what I sounded like in the first game. So they said, no, stick with your baseline Byakuya voice. I was like, all right, cool. So it ended up just being, I think if you were to ask my friends, they would say, if you ask them, is Jason arrogant? They'd say no, but maybe more than average. So, I think it was a good cast just because I'm an asshole.
But then you get the weird casting of the robot, just like.
I don't know. I it's like I said. I mean, no offense to that part, of course, but from an acting perspective, it's not hard. It was just like, just sound like a weird beep boop robot, and that I assume that they're gonna put like a layer over it. I assume they're gonna make it.
Yeah,
sound
that's what I was
robotic.
thinking. Like anybody could do it, and then they could just add that layer. Because there's apps on an iPhone that'll make you sound like a robot.
Exactly.
So some engineer can really just put a layer on there and make it sound well. It doesn't really matter. They could have just picked somebody that's already cast and just like, here's 17 lines of dialogue. Be this robot.
Right, exactly. And that's something that actually has bummed me out about my League of Legends role, because Nocturne, I do like, bring me more flashbacks to slice up. I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, they add a bunch of audio layers so that it sounds crazy in the game. And the downside is that most League of Legends voice actors, if you like just ask them, oh, hey, do your character, do your voice, they can just do it, right?
Uh-huh.
They can just do it and it sounds like them. And
if they go to a convention or something, like, hey, say the line, please.
Say the line. And for me, I can say the line how I did it, but it doesn't really sound like Nocturne unless you have those kind of layers on top of it, which sort of sucks. But whatever.
What are you gonna do? You mentioned your writing and game development earlier. You worked on the Echo series.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about it.
So, I mean, I fell into voice acting, and I love it, and I don't do it too much anymore. It's pretty, it's not my career. Like a lot of voice actors, it's their career. They audition for 12 things a day. They go out all the time.
They're pretty much in the booth 12 hours a day.
They're in the booth all the time. They're, and sometimes they're like, do you want to Do you want to go out tonight? No, I have to keep my voice rested. For me, that's not the case. I'm actually, I'm a programmer and I'm a game developer, and I'm, the first game I made used to be called Sequence. Then a legal challenge happened. Now it's called Before the Echo. And I made that pretty much in my bedroom. I mean, I hired an artist off like DeviantArt and a musician named Ronald Jenkins from YouTube. He was nice enough to kind of lend me his music for the game.
Okay.
I ended up getting that onto Steam. This was before Greenlight, so it took some luck there. Actually, off NeoGAF, it was a guy on NeoGAF, a video game forum that we're both on, Compros and I. And he kind of sent a message to Valve on my behalf.
Really?
Which was what got me onto Steam, which was crazy. So then it sold really well, and I'm like, all right, I formed a proper company, an LLC, and I started hiring people. We had a Kickstarter for There Came an Echo that raised about 115,000. Intel kicked in some money as well. We did kind of full-time development on a game called There Came an Echo, which is a voice-controlled real-time strategy game. And I'm the lead on those games. I'm the lead designer and programmer and writer. Okay. And I am also narcissistically cast in those, just cast myself. Of course,
why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, that's really the voice work, like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it saves money, right? And it's fun. That was actually really cool.
Did you prefer the anime roles? There's only been a handful, or the video game role of Byakuya?
Byakuya is such a great part, man. Like, and the thing is, also, you have a little bit more freedom with Byakuya because you're not matching lip flaps. It's pretty much just the static image. And when I want to do a character and I want to say something a certain way, I have the freedom to do that without lip flaps. I do have general timing. Like, they're not going to say, like, do whatever you want, take as long as you want. It's got to be like, all right, it's got to fit reasonably.
3 sentences into a 1-sentence area.
Right. But by and large, if I want to take a pause somewhere, if I want to emphasize a certain word, I'm allowed to do that. Whereas lip flaps, I have to very, very closely match what's going on, and it can be very difficult. I'm proud of my anime work, don't get me wrong, but it's the performances I think are a little bit harder to get natural sounding just because of the difficulties in matching exact timing. And with something like League of Legends, you don't see Nocturne's mouth. With Danganronpa, there's no lip flaps. With both of my games, there was no lip flap, so I really enjoy those games more. Really working on those.
Did you Did you like working on your game more or Danganronpa more?
Oh man, that's there's such different experiences because I was the writer. I was literally delivering my own lines
purely from a voice acting standpoint.
All right, I gotta say. I'm gonna say There Came an Echo, but not because of but let me tell you why. No, not because of that. Not because of that, and not because of the game, and not because of the lines. The reason I liked it more was that I did something in my game that most games do not do. Okay. Most games, you go in and you're alone. They feed you your lines, you give your lines by yourself. The director's there directing you, and then you leave. I knew some of the other voice actors in Danganronpa, but I never really saw them. We were there at separate times. Maybe I was leaving at the same time. Erica Harlocker was coming in or something. But with my game, I said I don't want to do that. With my game, I said I want all the actors to be there together. So it's a little bit more expensive, but you rent out this giant space. You set up 7 mics. Well, it depends on the scene, obviously. It could be 3 mics, could be 5 mics, but like 7 was max. You get all the voice actors in there, which, by the way, is very difficult to schedule. and you're all in there, and it feels like a real scene. You look at each other, and you play off of each other, and it creates this really dynamic thing. And also, I mean, I don't want to be, starstruck or anything, but, I was in there acting with Will Wheaton. I was in there acting with Laura Bailey. I was, people like amazing actors.
Names. Quote,
names. Ashley Birch. I was in the, I was in the booth freaking doing scenes with them, and that's, that to me was one of the coolest things I've ever done. Like, I'm glad you're interviewing me, and I feel like kind of cool right now because you're interviewing me. But by and large, I'm generally small potatoes compared to these guys, and I'm in the booth reading my own lines, working on my own game with Will Wheaton and Ashley Birch and Yuri Lowenthal, and Laura Bailey, and I'm like internally freaking out.
Not only are you reading your own lines, they're reading your lines.
They're reading my lines. I know, and I'm like, okay, be chill, Jason, be chill, don't freak out.
You just walk in, hey, I'm cool too, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I had to really keep it together. I was like, be cool, Jason, it's fine, be cool. But you know, I took a bunch of pictures and stuff. So that to me is still one of the highlights of my career, and it was cool too because it was a highlight of my career, both my careers, right? It was a highlight of voice acting, and it was a highlight of making my game too. So that was a really, really special couple days for me. It was like 3 days of recording. I loved it. I just absolutely loved it.
And you know that's how the Japanese voice actors. That's how they record their lines. They all sit in a room. So they can play up the emotion of the person next to them instead of just hearing the line and then reacting to it how they're supposed to react, quote unquote.
Yeah, and you know what? You can say whatever you want. Like, yes, a very good voice actor in theory should be able to do everything by themselves. You know, blah blah blah. But the reality is, you know, actors perform better. You know, you have the other person there. You can give them emotion. They can give you emotion. You can play off each other. You can experiment with different things. It's hard to do that by yourself. And I think that one of the reasons why Japanese voice acting is so lauded and American voice acting is kind of so like is maybe partially because of that reason. It's treated more as an art in Japan, and it's given the respect due by having those types of setups, by giving them, you know, Japanese voice actors are I think they're paid better. They're almost like they're more celebrities in Japan than they are in America. And I think that sort of comes across. Like, people know famous voice actors in Japan, you know, like Seiyu, and that, you know, I'm not speaking ill of anyone in America here, but it's just kind of seen often as an afterthought in the video game development process,
which is sad.
Which is sad. I completely agree. And, you know, you could talk about others. We could get into the strike, the SAG-AFTRA strike, where voice actors are trying to just advocate for slightly better working conditions, which I totally agree with, by the way. They're very minor changes. They make sense. But a lot of video game companies are like, no, screw you. We don't need you, you know?
Yeah, that's ridiculous because, you know, a lot of voice actors, they lead their voice to a role, and then companies will release the game, then re-release the game, then re-release the game, and they're always making money off of that. They're in the booth screaming their heads off for hours upon a day, and they get, you know, a non-royalty, just here's your money check, but we're using your performance forever. Like, it's not fair to them.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get into the specifics because of contract work, but Will Wheaton took royalties on my game, which I think is totally fair. Not only did he do an amazing job, not only was he the lead, but his very presence in the game brought publicity and, you know, marketing to the game.
Yeah.
So, you know, why shouldn't... I'm not saying it should be a big percentage. I mean, you know...
No. They don't need 40% of royalties. Like, they don't need some huge amount.
You could say, too, and I believe this, too, I mean... unfortunately, so SAG-AFTRA is a union that advocates on the behalf of actors, and they do their job. Union's job is to advocate for better conditions and pay for their workers. So, you know, you could never blame SAG-AFTRA for doing that. Now, on the other hand, video game developers, animators, and, you know, concept artists and riggers and programmers, they are not unionized, and as a result, they do not have an organization acting on their behalf to maybe advocate, you know, why shouldn't they get royalties too? They probably should. They're working day in, day out, and generally they're just paid a salary. And, you know, a lot of people have said you know, video game developers should unionize and form something so that they could have bargaining power as well. That hasn't happened. There are a lot of reasons for it. It's, you know, I would like to see it, though, because I think that video game developers are often treated very poorly in the industry. They're treated as throwaway commodities. They get a job for 8 months and then they're fired because the game came out. They don't have security.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing. I mean, we're getting into like deep political shit.
Yeah, because, you know, there's you know, the developers, they have their core team, and then they'll bring in other people to help polish the game, whatever. And then the second the game is out, they're out of here. It's over. And I would like to see something more uniform across the board. Like, everybody, it should trickle down a little bit more. But then that's America. Like, that's just business in America. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got to get him out of here. Can I get one last question, though?
Yeah, you got it.
Who, if there was anybody in Danganronpa you wanted to kill as Byakuya, who would it have been?
Fuck. God damn. Everyone. No. All right. First off, let me say, I'm going to think about that question for a second, but my waifu is Chiaki. Everyone knows that.
Chiaki the best.
Chiaki the best. I love her. You know what, man? This is not a common answer because he's not that big of a dick. But I really couldn't stand Hagakure. He's trash. The bro guy, like the oh god, every time he spoke, I was like, I hate you. I have a thing against like pseudoscience. It's like my thing. I can't stand it. Like when people are all like, oh, crystal healing or astrology.
Yeah,
or
that's.
in my first video game, I literally the characters in my first game go on a 60-second rant about how dumb astrology is. I'm serious. It's on YouTube. Like, look,
Oh, I will be looking this up.
I just hate it, and his character was all about that. Every time he opened his mouth, I was like, I hate you, and I hope you die. And he fucking didn't. I was like,
he's one of the people that survived. To me,
he's one of the people that survived. From the beginning of the game, I was like, you need to die, and he did not.
From the first game, it was him, and from the second game, it was Soda. Those two I wanted dead, and they survived the whole way. Terrible.
Soda.
Okay,
I know.
so
that's how they get you.
we gotta get him out of here.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I got a jet, but hey, man, it was great talking to you, and I'm glad we could get it going.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for joining me, man.
No problem. And everyone, subscribe, listen to Com Bros. It's all good.
Oh yeah,
Podcasts
please do that.
Stuff.
Podcast and stuff. Thank you. Have a nice
All
day.
right, you got it. You too, man.